Hey, how you doing? This is JT. I'm making a 1969 half-dollar coin ring. Now, I made one of these before, but I'm showing the process of how I made it. Okay? So, let's go through this. But before we start, we always want to weigh our coins. A 40% silver half-dollar is 11.4 grams. This is 1969. But let's go a step further and check the silver quality. Let's see if it goes with the sound of the ping of silver. There we go. 3 beautiful pings. I think it passed. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like the 1969 40% silver half-dollar? All right. The next phase is turning it into a ring. The first thing you want to do is find a washer. You want to make sure that the coin is nice and secure. You don't want it moving around when you're about to put a center punch. The center punch is very important. It's the first step in making a ring. Before I use it, I put this peppy lube on the blade or the punch. Make sure that stays sharp, protects the punch as well. Make sure that it stays nice and sharp. So I put it inside this coin punch here. Various size punches you can do with this here. I think this is a 1/2 inch punch that I'm picking, or maybe a 7/16. I put on my 6-ton press. You always want to wait for the boom. That allows you to know that you have did the punch correctly. So wait for the boom. Cover your ears. There we go. All right. That was the boom. That's letting you know that you have done it correctly. You have a nice centered punch. Let's see how it turned out. All right, it's coming out. There we go. All right, the next phase is taking that punch out. Sometimes it gets stuck. So I'm doing like a little bow and arrow. All right, let's check to see how that center looks. Woo! Let's check. Perfect center punch there. There we go. Looks pretty good. All right, next phase is you use your deburring tool. Now this removes any excess silver inside that punch before you start smoothing it out. Okay, there we go. Then I take some sandpaper. Any grit will work, and I start smoothing that punch out after I remove the silver. Now you want to heat your coin up. You want to make sure that your coin is able to bend and fold. So the only way that you can do that without risk of ripping or tearing it, you must use some heat. Apply some heat to that coin evenly, and then you want to quench it inside some cool water. That's the sound that you all wait to hear, right? All right, the next phase is step 2. Start to fold your coin. So I take my starter cone here, place it right in the center, place it right on my 1-ton press, and let's press this baby down. There we go. We're pressing it down. And then I'm going to do it a second time to go as far as I can possibly go to make sure I really fold it initially, right? Now, you want to be careful. You don't want your coin to slip, because if you do, you'll wind up with a wonky type of coin. You don't want that. So the punch is important, and the fold is very important as well. The next step I want to do is heat it back up. Apply some more heat. All right, and do you want to quench it? There's the sound. Sounds so good. There we go. So you want to quench it, apply the heat, quench it, cool it back down. Now it's back to folding. Now this is going to be a deeper fold. You want to use the universal folder right here. Put it back on my 1-ton press, and I'm going to push down as far as I possibly can, causing the coin to flip or fold upward. Now, in 1969, you had Apollo. And then you also had the songs that was on the Billboard. And this is the fashion that happened in 1969. So this coin been around. So when this coin was minted, all those things were happening. 1969 was a pretty good year. What do you know that happened in 1969? Like, what was the #1 song that you liked on the charts? And did you wear any of those fashions? That's the real question. But right now, I'm cleaning that inside cut edge of the ring, making sure that there's no rips, no tears. It's very important that you have to do that because you will damage the coin if you don't pay attention to that step. At this part, I am stretching the coin and about to like 12. I try my best to get it around 1 or 2 sizes. It all depends on how hard it is to really stretch this ring. I apply a lot of heat, and when I stretch it, you see that I turn the coin counterclockwise. This allows you to get all sides of the ring and cause it to stretch. It's pretty hard work. Sometimes it damages my hands because you know you're pushing and pulling, and rotating. But you got to make sure that you feel the metal. So you want to take your time. Stretch the coin as far as you possibly can. Heat it up often. Okay. Now in the background, I'm talking to my daughter. Sometimes I always talk to her when I'm making my ring. So you may hear sometimes in the background of the videos. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to apply some more heat to it, because I got to move this ring a little bit more. There we go. There we go. That gets a little loud sometimes, but I have to move the ring some more. So I went through the same process of heating it up, quenching it, putting it back on the ring stretcher. And then you also want to start removing some metal. So you want to start reducing it, because now I got it to a certain size. Now I want to start shaping the ring. So I reduce the reeded edge and the cut edge. First, always the reeded edge. I'm using the Peppy Tools plate, reduction plate here. This plate has 2 sides. You have a 17-degree side and a 25-degree side. I place it on my 6-ton press because I don't have a Peppy Tools ring stretcher yet. I got to save up for that. But there we go. You want to stretch that side. Now I'm checking my size, my ring size. Right now it's at 11. I got to get to an 11.5. So that, what does that mean? I'm going to have to stretch it. And once I stretched it, by heating it up, I'm going to quench it again, put it back on the ring stretcher. And then I want to take my deburring tool and I want to remove some of the silver from the inner lip or the reeded edge of the coin. And that's another way that you can reduce the size a little bit. And that's what I've done. So I went already through the steps. I didn't show on camera. I already removed some silver. Right now I'm using the sandpaper to clean that inner lip or the reeded edge of the coin. This helps me to take it down a couple ring sizes as well. I'll take it up. So it started at 11. Hopefully, with the stretching and the removing of some of the silver, I can get my desired size of 11.5. All right, so let's see after I smooth this area out. There's multiple ways to do this. Some people do it with a drill. Some people do it with a Dremel. I like doing it with my hands when I'm cleaning and buffing this the inside silver. Like when I love doing it with my hands. So now that I did that, I accomplished that, and I'm looking at all the fire scale around this coin. You see all that black sud. That's all from the torch. But let's check the size of the ring to see if I hit the mark. Right there at 11.5. So there we go. I put it in 11.5. Seemed to work out fine, right? Now it's time to clean some of this stuff off. Because I reduce the reeded side, sometimes you leave certain marks on the rim of the coin. So what I do is start to sand it off by going from 320 to 3,000 grits. I smooth out that rim of the coin ring, and then I start polishing off some of that fire scale. And you want to do that by using some, we call it steel wool. All right, so that's what I do. After I smooth out my areas out, my reeded edge and my cut edge, now it's time to take some of that smut off by using the steel wool. There we go, right there. So all you want to do is spin it around. Does a good job in cleaning that stuff off. Once you have it off, you want to examine it to see what touch points of the coin ring that you want to focus on next. I'm looking at, does it feel good? How does it feel on my skin? Is it too tight? Does it hurt because of sharp points in a ring? Once I examine how it fits, how it's shaped, now it's time to polish. You want to polish your ring. So I'm looking at the cut edge, the reeded edge, and also the detail to make sure everything is there. So this is after I put it through soapy water to make sure I get all the oil and stuff off. So it looks kind of dull, but let's wait until we shine this coin ring up. All right, so I use some Flitz silver polish. I have a little white glove there, and that allows me to get all of the dirt away and shine the coin ring up. And I'm gonna take some pictures so you can see the detail on this 1969 half dollar, 40% silver. It's being sent out now for Joe. This is purchased by Doug Harding. Thank you so much, Doug, for your support.